Shalom. Call hello, Yahweh by Shemal Shai, by Shemba Karkadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers that do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners. And to the Akwath that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And I think I'm going to title this one, Truth is Stranger Than Fiction. All right, and it really is when you look at the prophecies on how we'll be to be delivered. And salachya. Salachya. Message came in. It kind of threw me off, but yeah, when you look at, you know, like the different things that are happening in the world, especially how the that episode that was on TV last night about the UFOs and the you know, the what do they call them, aerial phenomenons, or UAPs, UIPs, unidentified aerial, UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenons. Well, they're identified, and Esau knows exactly what they are, but they don't want to admit to it. And that is, this, you know, part of the strangeness of our salvation. But I want to talk about how art is imitating life, and I've been watching a series called The Startup, and it just goes to show you how corrupt and manipulative Esau is toward the tribes, and how they don't want us to have autonomous wealth. And basically, you know, without giving you too much, you might want to go and watch the show. There's a young Manassehite chick. Her name is Isabella. They call her Izzy. And then you have a young Jewish kid whose father is a corrupt banker, salachya, and he's also in banking in himself. And then you have the other character, which his name is Ronnie, or Ronald. He's a Haitian, you know, he's a Levite. And it just shows you how their worlds collide, and then also how the world of business is so grimy, and how you know, you have businesses that are all legit in paperwork, but yet they have a grimy aspect to them, you know, a street aspect to them. So, but let me get the scripture first before I go any further. This is Psalms 83 and verse 1, and it reads, "Keep not thy silence, O power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thy enemies make atonement, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones." So the hidden ones being the Israelites. And in this case, it was Izzy and Ronald, and how their worlds collided because of business, you know, because Ronald had took street money and gave it to this corrupt banker who hid it, but then her son ended up investing it into this business with this young girl, and then before he can get the money back, they got hacked and the money got stolen by a hacker who was working for a corrupt FBI agent. And I always tell you to watch out for men with bald faces with neckties. They are the most pale men, so-called white men, with bald faces and neckties. All right, that have badges or can write policy. These are the most dangerous people on the face of the earth here in America. All right, they're very, very dangerous individuals. So that's, you know, so basically they created something legitimate and then it got stolen. And then when they tried to get it back, it got taken over. They went and found some investors to get it back, and the investors used paperwork to steal it from them. All right, so that was a theft, and their invention was called GenCoin. So that was the invention. And matter of fact, let me get a quick scripture. Another one popped in my head. This is book of James 5 and 4. And it reads, "Behold, the hire of the laborers whom have reaped down your fields, which you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth." So the Lord of armies, Yahweh, man. And the Lord is tired of us, because what you have to understand is that most of the most valuable inventions that were invented here in America that made life easy for the everyday people were invented by Jacob, by the sons and daughters of Jacob. From hair care products to skin products to cleaning products, washing machines, air conditioning, heat, engines, light bulbs. You know, they still put Thomas Edison's face on that, and that's a lie. That was proven in court, that it was done by a so-called black man named Latimer, who sued him in federal court and won the lawsuit. All right? So basically Jake does all these things, and then Esau comes in and they steal it. And there was a tumult, just like going back to let's go back to Psalms 83. It was a group of heathens. All right, and it says, verse 4, back in Psalms 83, and it says, "They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, and that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance." And, you know, through the school system and the food system, they lied, and basically lied about history and covered up who we are. All right. "For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee." And it reads, "The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, and the Moabites, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, and the inhabitants of Tyre, and Asher is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Selah." So these groups of heathens, which just like in this series, came together collectively, mainly Edom, and stole from these people, and took their idea and made Ammon the face of it, and made Ammon the face of it, and then they were selling it to the whole world, making themselves super wealthy, and yeah. You know, they basically stole their invention. Another scripture comes to mind. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 31. And it reads, "Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep will be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have no one to rescue them." So meaning that those animals are a representation of wealth. If you had land, if I had land and I had sheep, and I had an ox and asses, that would make me wealthy. All right? So that's